Thank you. Again, you told it was very rich and it was not so easy to catch the key points, and I appreciate it. First, as an introduction, all of you express the idea that measurement is a kind of salvation. I mean, radioactivity cannot be seen, cannot be smelled, cannot be tested. And then, in such a condition, measurement restores the visibility of radioactivity. And as Jacques mentioned at the beginning of the meeting, measurement has two aspects, two dimensions, technical and human. And it is a good way to present your thoughts because you dealt with all the aspects. First, technical dimension. You express the fact that we can measure everything everywhere. We can measure people, the external load with the D-shuttle. We can couple the D-shuttle with other devices in order to know where people take exposure and in which type of activity the exposure are taken. We can measure internal doses with the whole body counter, with a specific whole body counter for babies, the baby scan, and it is very useful. We can measure food and feed. We can measure each product coming from the garden. We can measure tap water. We can measure the meal as a whole. At home, but also at school, because you express the fact that children are the priority. We can measure environment, the natural environment, the mountain, the trees, the forest, the water, but also environment built by man. The road, the parking, the garden, kindergarten. We can measure the houses. We can measure inside the houses, the furniture, the car. Everything can be measured. But there are many needs to make measurement. First, we need devices. And you said that at the beginning, you didn't have any devices. And then you have to find out them. And fortunately now, everybody more or less has devices, they are now available. We need knowledge on how to use these devices. And it was not so evident at the beginning. And you learn, and you acquire some culture in you use these devices. We need knowledge about the understanding of the what is producing the dosimeter. I mean, the units, what is the detection level, etc. We need also understanding about radiation protection aspect. I mean, what is the difference between natural and artificial radionuclide? What is the radioactive decay? How works the transfer of the radionuclide from the environment to the food, for example, etc. Interpretation of the result is also a key point, and which needs some learning aspect. And somebody said we should have guidelines prepared in advance in order to have all this knowledge available if an accident occurs. Another key point to express the fact that we should be careful with the numbers, to be a trap. There is a need to understand their significance because there is a broad variation of the result, and this variation could be not important in some cases, but important in other cases, and it's difficult to know what is at stake with these differences in terms of result. There is no threshold between safe and dangerous. All is matter of nuances, and depending on the context of the exposure. What is the level of a good protection? we have no answer of this question, and then the measurement, the device, cannot give the answer itself. As I said, the result is depending on the context. And now the human dimension. You said that measurement is a necessity, even in evacuated houses. I mean, even when people are not present, it's important to have information about the level of radioactivity. It is a starting point to tackle the situation, to regain control. Radioactivity after measurement is now visible. The cause of exposure can be identified and explained. It is a way to fill the gap between the perception, and generally perception is not totally, is generally false, and the reality. It helps to build new referentials, and these new referentials helps to feel good and to handle the situation. Measurement allows also for specific information. There is no average person. And because the result, the data coming from institutional organisms, institutional bodies, is not, there is no confidence, no trust with official data, then to make their own measurement is a matter to go to the truth. There is more confidence in their own measurement than in the measurement done by the authorities, by the officials. It is a way also to transmit information outside. And outside could be outside of the village, outside of the prefecture of Fukushima, outside of Japan, to the worldwide. Because it is a language, we can send some information, some data, and this data can be interpreted and explained. And you said we don't want to be considered different, and it is a matter with a measurement to be like the other. To continue with the technical dimension, sorry, with the human dimension. Now you are losing but still crying. I never see you losing so much. It is, I am present of almost all the dialogues except the first one, and there is a continuing improvement in the mood, but today almost every talk lead to some lancing, and it was a pleasure to see you. So many, you feel good, and it's very interesting. But emotion is still present, and you had testimony of such emotion. Because measurement deeply density, okay, but does not delete this density totally. And results could be good, but could also be not so good, and we have to accept that. Globally speaking, many of you express the fact that the result, when you make measurements, they are generally better than you believe, better than expected, for both people and food. In the human dimension, we can say that to make measurement is a way to exchange between you, between the population, with experts, with official municipalities, etc. It is a way to create a new relationship, to have a positive-minded approach, to make comparisons, and this comparison leads to emulation in order to go to a better situation. Human dimension is also to allow for selection between good and toxic products. And we have the example with the sun side. And with this example, we can see that old-timer is smiling again because he is able to give again a sound side. It is a very important thing. We have the same experience in Belarus, and it is very important. It is thanks to the measurement. But there is a need to continue measurements. We cannot be happy with only one measurement. It is a long way, time to continue. And it is a key point for gaining radiation protection culture. And finally, it is a way for a bright future. You use this term. But we have never to forget the accident, the current accident, and the possibility to have another one, hoping that it never happened. Thank you very much.